Good afternoon and welcome to the Clearinghouse CDFI 17th Annual Shareholder Meeting. Today we'd like to highlight some of the fantastic accomplishments we had over the past year and to share with you some of the stories of a few of our borrowers. 2013 was a remarkable year for our company. We funded 46 loans totaling over $70 million in our core lending program. We approved and funded over $40 million in New Markets tax credit projects in our two-state service area of California and Nevada. We're very pleased to be one of 4 CDFIs selected in the inaugural round of the CDFI Fund Bond Program. Clearinghouse CDFI received $100 million, and those are funds we hope to deploy over the next 2 years. One significant milestone we hit in 2013 was achieving $1 billion in total loans and equity investments throughout our service area to low-income and distressed communities. We are very proud of that milestone. Lastly, in 2013, we had a pre-tax profit of over $4.6 million, and we thank all of our shareholders and supporters for helping us achieve this great milestone. Please join me now in watching some of the stories of some of the borrowers we funded over the past year.
Port of Hueneme is a specialty port. We're the only deep water port between the Los Angeles area and the San Francisco Bay Area. The port was created in 1937. It was originally created to serve the local farming community and to transit cargo up and down the coast of California. The port is an economic engine for this area. We move over $7 billion a year of cargo through this area. Through direct and indirect jobs, we generate over 9,000 positions in this local area. Starting in 1977, we began to import automobiles into this port, and automobiles is still the largest part of our revenue. The following year, 1978, Del Monte started operations at the port, importing tropical fruit, and those 2 business lines remain overwhelmingly our largest business lines. Some years ago, the state of California passed a resolution which specifies that certain ships must be able to use shore power as opposed to the older method of running the auxiliary engines while they're at berth. To comply with that regulation, we had to put in a shore power system to provide outlets at the berth so those ships could do that. The significance from an environmental impact is that by turning off their auxiliary diesel generation systems, there will be dramatic reductions in the amount of particulate matter and hydrocarbon emissions, over 90% reductions, as well as very significant reductions in the emission of greenhouse gases. The port used a very significant portion of its available resources, but even so, that funding was not sufficient to complete the project. And without additional funding through Clearinghouse CDFI and through some state funds and other sources, we would not complete this project and we would lose that business. We looked at numerous funding sources for this project. We looked at loans, we looked at bonds, we looked at other investors or partnerships. Ultimately, we decided Clearinghouse CDFI, New Market tax credit allocation was the best way for us to proceed. Clearinghouse CDFI has just been fantastic to work with, a wealth of knowledge, very professional, and they're making this somewhat challenging program actually very easy for us due to their expertise and experience. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Clearinghouse CDFI and its shareholders and the employees. This is a fantastic opportunity for us to complete this project in a cost-effective way and to reach closure on this. So from all of us here at the Port of Hueneme, thank you.
First Church of God is a worship assembly that We have about 2,000 members who actually attend church here. This is a beacon in the community. The church has been around since 1925 and really plays an important role in whatever happens in the South Los Angeles community. So a lot of people seek the church out for certain needs, such as social service needs, as well as if there's housing needs, if there is computer literacy needs. They seek this church as a resource. I was familiar with the Clearinghouse CDFI through the banking community. I was familiar with some of the work that they had done in the communities across Southern California. And so I particularly sought them out as an option, a lending option for the First Church of God. They were able to listen to what the church's needs were. The church had actually gotten involved in a commercial real estate transaction, which made it very difficult for traditional lenders to understand exactly how the church was moving and how they were operating. But the Clearinghouse CDFI actually was able to listen and to understand the difference between the church operations versus the commercial transaction. And they actually were able to underwrite the credit transaction, focusing on the church operations, which was something that was a challenge for some of the traditional lenders. The Clearinghouse CDFI terms that they offered First Church of God were very beneficial and flexible in the sense that they offered an interest only for the first 2 years loan, which really helped the church cash flow. Without that interest only, the church would have been challenged to meet the credit needs or the needs of the daily operations. So now within the next 2 years, we can focus on the principal interest payments when they come due. If I had an opportunity to say anything to the shareholders, I would say thank you. Thank you for the work that the Clearinghouse CDFI is doing in the community. I want to say personally thank you to Doug and Christy and Chris for their work in this process. They have really been helpful and they were really great to work with and made this process very easy for us. I think the work is invaluable and has really made a difference in the lives of many people. They may not know how many lives they touch, but they've touched many lives through the work that they're doing. And this is one example here at First Church of God.
What we do at the Expertise Cosmetology Institute is that we recruit, we train, we get our students licensed and prepared to go to work. We're a full service spa. We open 7 days a week. We offer all beauty and barber services. We have advanced training for our cosmetologists and our manicurists and our estheticians once a month. We also have product knowledge classes, and we're having a great time here building the industry.
What sets us apart here at Expertise Beauty and Spa is that we not only offer the hair services and nail services, we have a full service barber that's on staff, we have full-time estheticians as well as massage therapy. We have a very diverse clientele. They come in from very young to our seniors, and they're very comfortable here.
Expertise came from just like one day sitting in my family room with my family, and we need to open a school. We need a school where we can train these young ladies and guys to be able to work on all types of hair. In Las Vegas, there were no cosmetology schools that were minority owned. When we anticipated opening the salon, I just thought it would be just like a piece of cake. But with the economic downturn with banking, I had no clue that things had changed. I mean, as much as they had changed. I was introduced to Brian Maddox through Congressman Stephen Horsford. Brian and the staff at Clearinghouse CDFI was just wonderful. I mean, helping me, believe even more, because I'm a believer, but giving me the courage to continue to move forward in the dream of our Expertise Beauty Spa. You know what really makes me feel really good about our beauty spa here at Expertise is that when you have graduates that come in and you employ them and they come here and say, "Thank you, Miss Gwen. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to have a place to work." And they're here every day with a smile on their face. I mean, just professional and growing their business, watching them market themselves, watching them service their clients in a professional manner and enjoying themselves and actually happy. And they say, "I'm happy that I'm here. I found a place that I love." Thank you, Clearinghouse CDFI. I know I gave you guys a hard time. You stood there and you stood by me and you stood by Expertise and you believed in us and you supported and you encouraged me. Thank you so very much.
Community Resource Project, Inc. is a nonprofit organization that provides housing, education, and health services to our in-need community members. Then with our weatherization program, we provide health and safety kinds of energy efficient measures for home improvements, such as replacing windows and doors, water heaters. On the other side of our organization, we have the health division, where we have a WIC program, Women, Infant, and Children program.
Here at CRP, we primarily have the WIC program, which is a low-income program for moms and kids up to the age of 5, and we provide checks for healthy foods, nutrition education, breastfeeding promotion and support in individual and group settings. Additionally, we also have a CalLearn program, which is a mandated statewide program for pregnant and parenting teens to help graduate high school, and also a Covered California program, of course, to help them get their health insurance.
Clearinghouse CDFI gave us a construction loan. Through the redevelopment agency, we also received some CDBG funds, and our local county supervisor, Jimmy Yee, sponsored us with some tobacco funds that came into the city. So with the combination of funding, we're able to do this project.
Clearinghouse CDFI was a big part of it. Not just a loan, but they also came through with a grant. So the total project was almost $2.5 million to complete. I have to thank Clearinghouse CDFI for their participation in this. Without them, we could not have done it.
There's not a day that I don't come to work that I don't feel the impact of what we do at CRP. We've been told that there are over 800 households in that area and apartment complexes that can utilize the services that we're going to provide.
The CRP WIC program is contracted to see 23,500 moms and kids in Sacramento County.
Not only has Clearinghouse CDFI provided us the financial support, your team and your staff have provided us with the kind of personalized attention that make a project of this size very doable. Debbie Kramer, our construction specialist, stepped up to the plate. She became like my right hand in helping me complete this project, totally understanding our mission and what we do, and making sure that she was the contact person with builders and inspectors and the city, and that not only did I meet the fiduciary responsibilities of a construction loan, but that the compassion and knowing what we do was still imbued in everything that we did step by step. I would love to take this opportunity to thank Clearinghouse CDFI and your shareholders for the investment you have made in our project. But I want you to know directly that everything that you have done and contributed to us being able to provide additional services to the community are very well appreciated and are going to make a huge difference in the lives of many, many people in the 41st Avenue community.
Echo Multipurpose Center is a facility that's geared towards children that are having a learning disability or something that may have happened to them in their past that's causing them to stop from learning in a regular school environment. So basically what we do is we try to cater to each individual child until that person either grows out of that type of behavior and makes the adjustment for regular school. Echo Multipurpose Center has been established since 1979, and it's possibly about 35 years. Within those 35 years, we have had several students graduate from here. They have gone back to their own school and graduated from their own school and received a diploma also.
Well, let me explain to you the difference between a non-public school and the public school and why we service non-public school students. The students are referred to us from the various school districts for having various learning disabilities. These are students who cannot function in a regular school setting. We are privately owned and we are certified by the State Department to meet the needs of the school districts who cannot service these students.
We were always told that this place was like a body shop. They come in here pretty banged up. Our job is pretty much just to knock out the dents and get them back on the road. So prayerfully, I could get them back on the road and they could become successful in life and know they can do all things, regardless of the situation, and they could be successful.
Academically, the students each come to us with what we call an individualized education plan, which means that each student has their own academic plan. The students are given assignments and academic work according to their level, and they are allowed to work at their own pace. We have dance and cheerleading for the students. There's a poetry club. We have annual talent shows throughout the summer where the parents are invited to come in and just see the kids be kids, just in activities that are fun. And it's fun for the parents as well as the students.
In 2011 was very detrimental to us because the loss of Dr. Martin, who was the engineer of the school. So there was a lull there, and then because of the lull, the finances began to dwindle. We still were optimistic that we were going to succeed. Never did we think we were going to give up. Clearinghouse CDFI was God sent because we were at the point of refinancing. The bank that we were with originally was bought out by a larger bank. We were up against the wall with financing. So we were in like a catch-22. So what should I do? Amanda worked with us tirelessly, and I appreciate her efforts and all of the things that she did. And I thank her for just believing in me. Having someone to believe that you're really going to do what you say you're going to do is millions. I would just personally like to thank Clearinghouse CDFI and those of you who have come to hear my story, to know that I appreciate what you've done, because had it not been for you, we would not be where we are today.
As you can see, we've made a tremendous impact in the lives of many people throughout our service area as a result of the loans and the equity investments we've made. We've done this since our inception, but it wouldn't be possible without the support of you, our shareholders, and all of our supporters and funders. We also want to thank and acknowledge the wonderful staff that we have who do a tremendous job working hard to make sure that the needs of low-income and distressed communities are served. On behalf of Clearinghouse CDFI, we would all like to say to you,